Yeah, man. Nah, that was, 97 Chevy is like my favorite song ever now. Like that don't go hard. Like that don't go.
Yeah,
But you ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
All right, three, two, one. Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of the Arts Block Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Curry the Third. I'm back. And today we got my boy, my brother, formerly known as Drew, but now known as Jru Anthony. Give it up one time for him, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. So first things first, we start this off. How are you feeling today? How are you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. I woke up, you know, got all refreshed,
Hmm.
had me some tea. You
That's
know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I feel good.
that's great. So before we get into the amazing album, and before we get into all the other stuff that I want to get into, I want to start off with the name change, right? Usually when artists
Mm,
make a name change, it's usually like a sense of growth, a sense of change that happened in their life. So just
mm.
tell us the change between Drew and Jru Anthony. What made that evolution happen?
Well, first off, it was because of like not a copyright issue, but it was a lot of other people that had the name Drew,
Mm,
like, but it wasn't spelled the same. Like it was spelled the same, but it was another dude that had JR apostrophe U and
got you.
JR dash U and stuff like that. So
Mm,
it was a branding thing as well. And I had to add something to kind of stand out. But it's also like like you said, like a growth thing. Like,
mhm.
I'm coming into a new era of my life, I feel like. And you know, it's a more professional sounding name, I think. And just gotta level up sometimes and add something to the name and sound more official, I guess.
No, I feel you. Did anybody have like a big reaction to the name change? Like a oh my god, why? Or was everybody was just like, oh, okay.
Nah, it was mostly like positive reactions. It was just like, okay, I see, you know.
Yeah,
And my dad was really the one that was like, yeah, this the name. Like he really
got
liked it. So yeah.
got you. So I want to jump into the album. Life for Now. You This is your second album. Hattori was your debut. This is your
Mhm.
second one. What is the difference between the making of Life for Now and Hattori?
With Hitori, I felt like it was well, now looking back on it, it was more of a not an experiment, but I didn't really know that I wanted to do music like for a career. Like I didn't like I was passionate about it, but it wasn't the passion of my life until, after that. Um
Got you.
so I'm really looking at this album, Life for Now, as like my real debut studio album
Mhm.
because we've been doing a lot of work to it and just it's really I'm really trying to push it. um so yeah, I'm Life for Now. I mean, Hitori was just you know I was
Mhm.
in high school, I was 16, just putting it out, seeing if people like it. And I got positive feedback, which was good.
Right.
um but this album, I've been working on it for like 2 years now, so it's been a long time coming. I'm just ready to put it out.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard, man, and I kept seeing people like Charlie kept posting like, "Tell Drew to put out the album now." Like, but what's because I remember last time we talked and you mentioned Hattori and you was like, man, you was just ready to put it out, right? I feel like this time
Mhm,
you just took a little more time, you didn't rush it, you just kind of
mhm,
paced yourself, you did your own thing. So why? What made you want to just pace yourself now and take your time now with this project?
mhm. I mean, a lot of it was the people I have around me
Mhm.
now. A lot of good people in my corner that are kind of telling me, what's right and what's wrong and what to do in certain situations.
Mhm.
Um, and just people that been in the industry and know what you're supposed to do when it comes to a record like Life for Now.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like just being able to really sit down and listen to what people are telling you. Because Hitori, I just wanted to put it out, like you said. Like I wasn't listening to nobody. I was just like, I'm putting this out. I made the music. I'm gonna put it out.
Right,
But it's good to take a rethink what you was originally gonna do. You know,
right.
so
So I wanna dive into the specifics because I did listen to the album very thoroughly. I listened to it probably all night last night. I can pick out my favorite songs. Man, y'all are really in for a treat. So I want to talk about the diversity of this album, right? You do like the vibe changes a lot. Like even like your last song, that's like a country jump. Like where like so just let me know like what made you just want to show your diversity off with this album? Like, look, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the R&B, I can do the
mhm,
real like poppy stuff. So like, just let me know what your mindset was on your diversity.
mhm. um, yeah. Like in terms of the style of music, I don't even. I mean, like I just listen to a lot of music, so it's like it just be coming out like that. Like
Right.
it's just I don't know. I don't really think about it
Mhm.
in terms of what type of music I'm gonna make, but I think it does have something to do with the emotion. Like certain songs, I was feeling different ways,
Mhm.
So it's like they just translated themselves into a certain kind of song, and then afterwards, after I get all my ideas out, I kind of nitpick and kind of cut it down and see what works. But
Right.
yeah, I think it's just a explosion of emotion, and then it'll come
Right.
out how it's gonna come out.
So on the more on like the more like lovey records, right? I just have a quick question. Who are you talking about? Is there like a specific someone's plural that we are speaking of on these songs, or it's just
Someone's with an S is crazy. uh, I mean, yeah, there was someone, but like I said, these records are they're eight.
oh,
These records are 2 years old. There was somebody that
Mhm.
kind of going through a lot with, but that's over and done with, so we're not worried about that no more. You know what I
Eh,
mean?
yes, sir. So also during this album, what I noticed a lot, you were showing off a lot. Like you were showing your tail, especially like during the last parts of songs. Like you showed your instrumentation skills. You would like fade out of the song and come right back in. Like so, what are you trying to prove to people? Like what are you saying to people? How good like you can just like oh yeah I can do this too. Oh yeah I can make these synths sound more synthier than your favorite artists. Like I can do this as good as like what are you like what are you proving to people by doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to like, cause for a long time, like I said, I wasn't putting any music out. Like
Hmm.
this is gonna be my first thing out, really. I mean, I put Tone of You out with Beige, but like,
Right.
you know, that wasn't, I put that out. But other than that, Hitori was like my last body of work that was
Right.
really out. So I just wanted to, kind of let people know, um, what I'm capable of, and
Hmm.
my production chops and stuff like that, and just kind of really prove myself in the music world, especially like the DMV music world.
Right.
Um, and yeah, just kind of prove myself more. And there's still a lot more to come. So
Right. So do you feel like that you are bringing what's needed to the DMV music world when it comes to like a different sound, some cool little things here and there with the production and like just a different vibe in general.
yeah, I think I'm definitely bringing something different.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of other great artists that are, you know, kind of pioneering a new sound
For sure.
in this area. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to bring something new to the table.
Hmm. So another way that I can tell, um, like growth, right, is subject change, right? I feel like now you're getting into a lot of deeper conversations, a lot of deeper subject matter just by listening to you, right? And comparing it Life for Now to Hattori. But even like the song Life for Now, right? It's like you have some really deep songs on that album. So just let me know what inspired the subject change? What were you going through during that time to make that kind of happen? Like, what's the story behind you just maturing and want to make songs about your maturing?
Yeah, it's really just that, like me coming into a new stage of myself.
Hmm.
Like, like I, I'm not a little boy no more.
Right.
Just kind of, yeah, just I'm not, I'm not on that no more. And just kind of knowing myself more and kind
Mhm.
of learning about how I think and learning about my emotions and being emotionally intelligent. And really just learning how I work in other situations other than myself, if that makes sense.
Nah, I got you.
Um, like especially in relationships, it's
Mm,
really key to know how you act in certain situations, like a relationship.
mm,
And that's kind of what I was talking about on most of the album because of the situation I was in.
mhm.
It really tug and pulled a lot of emotions, and like mentally, it was just draining and stuff like that. So
Right.
it was a good way to get it out on the record, um,
Mhm.
and that's what made me want to talk about all the things I was talking about, just to tie it all in.
Got you. So why Life for Now? Why is that the title of the project?
It was kind of like an optimistic thing, like this is my life right now,
Mhm.
but come like 5, 6 months, 7 months, however long, that won't be
Right.
my life. My life won't be the same as it is right now.
Mhm.
Like regardless of if it's me going on tour or me out of a situation that I'm in right now, it's gonna be different. So you got to look ahead and really
Right.
be optimistic.
Mhm. Right. So, Greenlight, right? That's the single that's coming out on the 26th.
Hmm.
And all right, first question about Greenlight. Who's the feature on there? Who's the girl on there? Because she's killing it. Like she's fire. Who is that?
Soccer, soccer,
Sokka?
yeah.
Shout out to Sokka, man, because she body she bodied that. Um, so out of all the great and amazing songs on that album, why is Greenlight the single?
I felt well. Me and my whole team felt like Greenlight was the I don't know the most radio ready kind
Mm,
of song because it's pretty like straightforward. It's catchy.
right.
Um, and it was easy to like kind of grasp it for a video concept and just to, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, it felt real radio ready to me. And but I also thought Life for Now could have been a single as well.
Yeah,
Because that's one of my favorite songs on the record, and it's the title track. So
right. And
uh,
I
but
was
yeah,
thinking the same thing. So that's why I wanted to ask because but Greenlight is such like that song is such a vibe, bro. Like give me the green light. Like that don't like that one's such it's such a vibe. And you like I said before, like you kind of switch your vibe throughout the whole album. Like you kind of just take people on this like kind of like this emotional journey musically. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see just not only your growth, but also your knowledge and your team behind you. Um, but another thing about Greenlight, right, that I noticed is the music is amazing. Like the music is amazing, like throughout the whole album. But that song specifically, like it felt like you were in the studio and you just had one of those great days that day. Like it was just a great day. So just take me through that day of recording Greenlight and what kind of just inspired the song.
hmm I haven't thought about that day in a while, but I do remember making that beat.
Mhm.
I think I started with the drums. No, I'm capping. I'm capping. I started with the keys. Uh, the chorus.
Mhm.
I don't know. I found a synth sound that I don't know, just kind of grabbed me. I was like, oh, okay, let me
Mhm.
start with this. Um, and then I kind of just layered it from there. And the drums was real like mid tempo, real groovy.
Right.
I put the bass on there last because I don't know. At first, it was gonna be synth bass, but I was like, you
Mhm.
know what? Let me hop over here, grab my bass, I put something down. Um, and I don't know. I think the bass added a lot to the song too, because
Mhm.
it just make it like sit in that pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that producing that was great. And then all the synths,
Mhm.
I played all that last after I kind of had the song laid out. Just it needed some synth play.
Right.
And I was listening to a lot of Kevin Parker, Tame Impala,
Mhm.
and his synth work is crazy. So I was just kind of inspired by that a little bit.
Right.
Just a lot of indie rock listening to. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So, but so for people that, well, obviously people haven't heard the song yet because it isn't out yet. But just give us an overlay of what Greenlight is about. Tell us just how did you feel when you were in the booth recording it? Just give us a whole laydown of your single.
hmm I mean, so basically, Green Light. If you want to know what it's like, kind of about, it's just like, I mean, I know everybody been in this situation where you just like you're talking to somebody and it's like don't know if they playing with you or if they just waiting it out or just like you know what I mean? Like just let me know what's up.
Nah, for sure. For
Like
sure.
give me the green light so I can really, so we can lock this down or so we can, if it's
Mhm.
not that, let me move on.
Right.
But that's really what it is, like just being in that gray area in a
Mhm.
relationship and not knowing if it's gonna go this way or this way.
Right.
Um, and yeah, like you said in the booth when I was recording it, I was kind of just tapping in with those same emotions that I was feeling in real time.
Mm.
Because I was really feeling like that, like giving me the green light.
Yeah. So I wanna move away from your album just for a second, right? Just for a little second. Um, I know you're a big house guy. Well, you're a big music guy, just in general, but
Mhm,
you're a big house music guy, right? Um,
mhm,
and what with like the new rise of like the house music and like the four on the floor drum patterns and stuff, how does that make you feel as a music fan to kind of see like hip hop take this new wave of like hip hop slash comma
mhm.
house type thing?
Hip hop parentheses house.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, I like it. I mean, I feel like it's a new wave in music in general.
Mhm.
Um, and I kind of talked about this on my story a couple of days ago. It's like
Yeah.
this is um, it's kind of like tribute to all those people who have been doing house for over
Mhm.
20 years now, like or contributing to the house scene since the
Right.
90s. You know what I mean? Like people been doing it, but now that it's kind of becoming a mainstream thing, it's like paying tribute to them and it's
Mhm.
in favor of them. And I think that the people who have been doing house shouldn't get like, upset or angry. I think they should be, kind of happy about this new rise. Because it's
Right.
like, okay, it's in now. You've been
Mhm.
making it for 20 years. This is your time to really hone in and make it and, make it hit. Like this when you
Right.
reach out to the Beyonces, this when you reach out to whoever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I've been trying to make I've been making house music for a couple years now.
Mhm.
Um, and so, I'm ready to put these records out that I've been working on
Yeah.
because nobody know about them. But now it's like, okay, house is in, bet.
Yeah.
Let me put this out.
I feel like, actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that because I'm glad that you said something about your IG story because I got some IG stories from you pulled up right here.
That's
Eric, remember
crazy.
to put the IG story on screen so people can read it along with you. Okay. All right. So first story I have here. It is from August 3rd. You posted a clip of Duckworth. The Duckworth was talking about uh house and how he said that we were trapped in trap for like 10
hmm
years. And
Yeah.
you said, and I quote, exactly. The homie Duckworth said it best. I've been making house for years. making house for years now, but I've never felt like it was right to put it out because of naysayers and ignorant people. But with the recent resurgence of house music, it's finally time. Stay tuned for my future production. Do you feel like that we have been trapped in trap for years, or do you just feel like that was, we were just in that type of wave?
I mean, so when the homie, I met Duckworth actually at something in the water,
Oh, that's what's
and
up.
yeah, he's really nice.
Mhm.
I plan to go out LA soon and work with them, but
That's what's up.
yeah, so when he kind of said, trapped in trap,
Mhm.
I feel like that wasn't an exaggeration,
Mhm.
but it wasn't like we haven't been trapped in trap. Like people have been doing stuff other than trap,
Mhm.
but trap was the center of the music industry for a long time,
Right.
and like even pop artists like Ariana Grande was doing that, kind of pop trap stuff.
Mhm.
Like a lot of pop artists was kind of honing to trap because that's what was in.
Right.
Um, but now, I mean, you got like Beyonce just dropped her Renaissance album,
Mhm.
Drake just dropped his album.
Right.
A lot of people are kind of trying to tap into that house stuff now. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, trap gonna be trap. You know what I mean?
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless. But it's
Right.
like, it's just a question of what's in the center of the industry at
Mhm.
the time. You know?
Right. So, but why do you think? So, like going back to what you said, right, about that, how you were scared to kind of put out that music because of naysayers and ignorant people, right? Why do you think,
Hmm.
as an artist, like as artists, we care? Like, why do you think we care about those people, about the ignorant
Hmm.
people and the naysayers? Why can't we just put out what we love? Why do we care
Yeah,
about those type of people?
I don't know why we care because at the end of the day, we're artists and we're supposed
Mhm.
to make art to put it out, regardless of who's saying something about it.
Right.
But certain things, it's just people get in their head, get insecure about what they're making. I
Mm.
do sometimes, even like I said with the house stuff. Like it's just I don't know. It's a human thing to get um, insecure about stuff
Mhm.
that came from you, whether it's music or art or podcast or
Mhm.
film or whatever. It's
Right.
just it's a human thing. It's normal.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like a piece of you. Every time you put something out, it's like a piece of you going out there as
Hmm.
well. And, but one thing that, like, I feel like most artists have to learn is that, like we say, like, "Oh, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish," but when you put it out, it's not really yours no more. When you put it out,
Yeah,
it's the people's, it's the
yeah.
world's now, and
Hmm.
it's up to their interpretation of what it is. And another thing that you said on, IG when Renaissance came out, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Um, I'm not gonna read all of it. Eric, also remember to put these stories up there as well. Alright, thank you.
But yeah, I was rapping. I
M
remember this.
Man, you were angry at somebody. You were mad. Who so so, who ma why? Who? What? When?
Nah, cause
Where? How? I just need to know the story on where that came from.
I was I was having a conversation with some people about the album and stuff like that, and I don't know, it was just okay, this is Beyonce kind of thing,
Mhm,
and I get that because it's Beyonce, so it's like you're gonna expect Beyonce, but
mhm,
I was really tapping into the production while listening to it,
mm,
and I don't know, the production on the album is just great, and I just felt like if you're going to I don't know if you're gonna like hate on the album, don't like you can hate on Beyonce, but don't hate on the production. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like the production on the album was crazy, and I was looking in through, who was doing it. This the dude named Levin Callie, I think is how you say it.
mhm.
And Sid from the internet was doing a lot of writing on it. And
Yeah, I
Mike
saw,
Dean, of
like, she had
course.
a lot of writing credits on the
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Mhm,
that's what I'm saying. The people that was working on the album, like, don't discredit or disrespect them because it's Beyonce. You know what I mean?
right.
Like that's really all I was saying.
Mhm. You mentioned how people say that, like, House was they said Beyonce's album is like whitewashed House, right? Which is weird
Mhm.
because House pretty much all music came from black people, but okay,
And it was
whitewashed House.
started by black people.
Right. but like
Yeah.
whitewashed house. Okay. So how do you feel when people be like, oh, like when people listen to house, or when somebody sees another person making house and they be like, oh, you making that white music, or you listening to that white people music?
Hmm.
Like, how does that make you feel as, I won't call you a house artist, I'll call you like an everything artist, but as an artist that makes house music.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just feel like when people hear,
Right.
they automatically just think, oh, white people. Like, nah, it's not. It's like, bro, four on the floor music. Like, as soon as somebody hear a four on the floor kick pattern,
Mhm.
they think their mind. It's like their mind switches. It's like, okay, this is white music now. You know what I mean? I don't get that. Especially because house music and four on the floor kind of pop music was kind of
Mhm.
started and pioneered by white people,
Right.
like going all the way back. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like even in the '80s, like when people hear '80s pop now, they think white people music, and I don't get it.
Right. But that kind of like that 80s pop, 80s pop is weird because I feel like 80s pop never went away. It just
Mm,
evolved into different forms of
yeah,
like, it just kind of transitioned into different forms of music. But I feel like 80s pop is like one of those things that like always stayed. Like it's
mm,
kind of like the foundation of music nowadays because it's just something that just like it's always there.
yeah,
But even now, like people be calling like some of the weekend's newer music like white people music. And I'd be
yeah.
like,
I
dang,
don't
that's tough.
I don't get that either.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like the weekend, he's not. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's replicating, but
Mhm.
the sound he's kind of trying to bring back is the sound from the '80s. Like you think about people like Michael Jackson and
Mhm.
Whitney Houston and stuff like that, and like I don't know, like Tina Turner, even like
Mhm.
that whole sound is coming back, and I don't know. People just don't do their research, I guess.
Right. You also highlight highlighted Beyonce's vocal skill on the album of Renaissance and how her vocals laid on top of like some of the house tracks.
Hmm.
Which I was actually shocked with. When I heard like Break My Soul and I heard like her like actually singing on there, I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, like Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
But so just also just tell me about that. Like take me through that as well. Like just your ear as an artist.
Yeah, so like a lot of the stuff she was doing, and I was looking through the credits, like I said, she
Mhm.
vocal produced herself a lot of the time. So meaning she's, coming up with harmonies, she's pressing the record button, she's,
Mhm.
let me do this here, put that there. Like she's
Right.
really in the studio constructing stuff.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what I was trying to highlight with her because she been doing that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like she's one of the best vocal producer artists out right now
Mhm.
for almost 20 years. So I was just kind of trying to highlight that. Um, and a lot of her harmonies, like
Mhm.
in the runs she be doing, like that's not easy stuff.
It's
But like I
not.
said, going back, people just were gonna brush it off because it's Beyonce.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If that was anybody else, people would be like, "Oh my god, listen to what she doing."
Right.
But it's Beyonce, so people just gonna
Mhm.
show
Right.
the struggle.
So, wrapping up, because Zoom about to kick us off in a little bit. They hating. Just for Life. It's coming out next month. What should people expect from this album?
Mm. Um, Life for now, you can expect,
Dang,
you
I
know,
said Just for Life. My bad. God dang it. And Life for Now.
it's cool. Life for now, you can expect like sonics. You can expect psychedelic sounds. You can expect dreaminess.
Mhm.
Um, you can expect an experience, and I really want people to listen to the album top to bottom.
Right.
Um, Please don't put it on shuffle. Don't just lock in, put your headphones on, get in your car, turn it on. Get in the spaceship. Like I
Yeah.
said, I be feeling like I'm in a spaceship when I listen to it in the car. So I
Yeah.
hope I hope other people feel the same way.
I definitely felt that way. And I was in my room. And I felt like I
Mhm.
was floating. So
Yeah.
Drew, thank you so much for coming on, man. But before you go off, you already know we have to get your dead or alive. Now, if this is your first time ever watching the Arts Block podcast, hello. this is your last time watching the Art Spot podcast, goodbye. But Dead or Alive is a segment where the artist on the podcast gets to choose one or 100 artists that they would like to work with, dead or alive. Please don't choose 100 artists because I still have to edit this podcast. But yes, dead or alive, go ahead, let it rip.
All right. So since last time, my Dead or Alive might have changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's
Um,
perfect.
so I mean, last time I said, Tyler,
Yeah.
he's still on the list. You
Okay.
know, Steve Lacy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now I'm thinking about like I need to work with like mint condition. You know what I mean? Like
Whoa, that was left field. Whoa.
like Anita Baker,
Yeah.
the Bee Gees,
Whoa.
uh, Brandy.
Oh,
Brandy's like top on my list, bro. I need to work with Brandy like so soon. It
the
needs to
queen.
happen.
Yes.
Sherelle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who am I missing? The Blackbirds. Um, Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Who are there?
Y-
I gotta look them up.
Hall and Oates. They made "She's a Man Eater." That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Got you.
Yeah. DJ Quick.
Yeah.
I mean Snoop Dogg, of course.
Okay.
I have a lot of people now. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna keep it there.
Okay, you want to keep it there?
Yeah.
All right, Jru, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. We really do appreciate you for coming back on. I appreciate you for getting me back at it, man. I really do. Um, is there anything that you want to tell the people before we get off?
Nothing really. Just stream the album when it come out. Stream the single when it come out. Check for music videos. Check for my IG at Jru
Mhm,
Anthony. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Everything, all socials, Jru Anthony.
mhm.
So,
But before you log off though, I
uh,
just got some insider information that you are working on a song with Trey from the People that might be a smash. That's what I heard. That's what I heard from an inside source. I just got it just now. I'm not lying to you. I just got it just now. So can you just tell us a little bit about that? Not a lot, just a little bit. Just asking for a little bit.
yeah, I don't even know how you got that intel. That's
I
crazy. That's
you know I know people that know people. It's okay though.
tough. Nah, I wrote a little verse on a
Mhm,
couple tracks. I don't know when they coming out. I just
mhm,
know, you know, I worked on some tracks and sent them in, and they were
mhm.
received well. Um, so hopefully they come out soon. But that's
No.
as far as I know. You know,
That's as far as you know. You wrote
yeah.
stuff, you recorded it, you sent it, and that's it.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. All right. Jru, thank you so much for coming on, man. Again, thank you for getting me back into the mode. And thanks everybody for watching the Arts Block podcast, man. I really do appreciate y'all for watching another episode. Again, my name's Eric Curry the Third. You can follow me on Instagram at Eric Curry the Third. You can follow the podcast at Arts Block Podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Music, make sure you give me a 5-star and a review. If you listen to anywhere else, shout out to you. Remember that artists never die. And I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, boys. I don't know when that's gonna be, but it's gonna be really soon. See y'all.